For the next 24 hours, I'll be attempting to buy and resell phones as fast as possible. The game plan here is to buy a bunch of phones, resell them the exact same day, and see how much we could make within a 24-hour time span. So let's get into it. So the first thing that I'm going to be doing is sending out a bunch of messages to online sellers on OfferUp and Facebook Marketplace so that I could get them all scheduled for the same day. And the goal here is to pick up all of the phones early in the morning so that we have time to list them, sell them, and make a profit. So let's go ahead and send out these messages and see how many buyers we could actually find and see if we could buy phones that aren't too expensive. Since this is going to be a speedrun challenge, I'm looking to find sellers that are willing to meet me early in the morning so that once we purchase the phones, we could relist them for sale and then meet up with the new people who want to purchase it and just keep the process going if we have enough time. The goal here is to make at least $100 within the first day of doing the speedrun challenge. So we're not going to list the phones for a crazy amount, but I definitely want to negotiate so that we could have time to actually get some good profits while we have 24 hours to do this. So I just finished messaging a bunch of sellers and I got 3 of them to get back to me after about 4 hours. The first phone that we're going to be picking up tomorrow morning is an iPhone 10. On top of that, we have another iPhone 10s this time. And after that, we have a red iPhone 11 that we're going to be picking up. We're just going to see how this goes. So tomorrow morning, I'm going to pick up all 3 of these devices. And if anybody else does get back to me in the meantime, then I'll try to meet up with them as well. So for the most part, we're just going to focus on these 3 and see if we can scoop them up.
Let's go.
So right now we're headed over to pick up the first phone, and the first phone we're picking up is a red iPhone 11. I'm not sure how much I asked for the phone for, like how much I negotiated the price down to, so I'll put it right over here on the screen. But pretty much this is the asking price versus how much we actually got it for. So I'm gonna go scoop that one up, and then after that we have 2 iPhone 10s, well, an iPhone 10 and an iPhone 10s or something like that, and we're gonna go pick that one up as well. So as soon as I get the first phone, I'll let you guys know. While I'm headed to the first location, go ahead and check out the link I have down below for Rakuten, where you get $30 after you spend $30 on the platform. All right, we got the first phone. This is the red iPhone 11 I was talking about. The screen is pretty much brand new. As you guys could see, it has no scratches at all, and there are no dents along the side, so this should be pretty easy to sell. And on top of that, the red is just gorgeous, so this is perfect for pictures. All right, so right now I'm heading over to pick up the iPhone 10 that we're supposed to get. This one is white in color, so it's looking pretty clean too, and that one seems like it's pretty much brand new. I'm gonna be meeting this guy at a gas station down the street, so we're about to pull into the gas station right now. It's about 2 minutes away, so I'll let you guys know when I get there, and I'll show you the phone once I get it. So right now I'm at the gas station. As you guys can see, the pumps are right behind me, but pretty much I'm waiting for this guy to pull up. He's supposed to be coming in like a silver car, silver Toyota, something like that. So I'm just gonna wait here for a few more minutes, and then once he pulls up, you know, show you guys the phone. You know the deal already. And yeah, we already got the next phone acquired. Like I said, I'll put the stats on the screen somewhere over here so you guys can see it. This is how much we bought it for versus how much we're gonna try to sell it for. And yeah, the phone is pretty much brand new as well. There are no cracks, no scratches. Everything looks pretty pristine on this device, and there's no dents along the side except for a few fingerprints that I'm gonna clean up before we actually take pictures. So now that we've got the second phone, we gotta go get the third phone, and this one is supposed to be at a Publix somewhere in this area as well. And the guy is like probably 5 minutes away now, because he told me he was 15 minutes away while I was waiting for the other guy. So I'm gonna rush over there, meet up with him, scoop that phone up as well. And then once we get that phone, we're gonna go home, take the photos, and as soon as we take the photos, we should still be getting a few offers. So with this whole deal, I'm not gonna try to be greedy in terms of how much I'm asking per device, because normally I'll try to get like $60, maybe $80 per phone. But since this is a speedrun challenge and we're just trying to make at least $100 today, I'm gonna try to sell each phone for at least like $30 to $40 on average. And you know, I'm gonna list it for more, obviously, and as people negotiate the price down, we should hit our target goal. But if they don't end up negotiating, we might even make more than $100, which would be perfect. So, you know, once I scoop up the other phone, we'll go ahead and take those photos and see how everything goes. In all honesty, I think this challenge should be pretty easy. I think we'll actually hit our goal, and I will try to message some other people in the meantime off camera to see if I can get more deals. But for now, we just pulled into the Publix parking lot, so we're gonna go ahead and meet up with this guy and get the phone. So now we are in the Publix parking lot. The guy's about to pull up in a few, so we're gonna scoop up the other iPhone. This one's an iPhone 10s if I'm not mistaken, and we're gonna go through it. Obviously, I'm checking everything on these devices, so I'll tell you guys exactly what I'm looking for in just a few after I acquire all 3 of the phones, and I'll walk you guys through exactly what I look at before I actually make a purchase, because obviously I'm not just buying these phones because of how they look. Okay, we officially have the last phone. This one is a black iPhone 10s, and like I said before, I'll put the stats on the screen so you guys can see how much I bought it for. So pretty much all of these phones are pretty pristine in condition. So this is the first one. Then we have the iPhone 11 right over here that we just scooped up. And then we also have this white iPhone 10 over here. So all three of these should look pretty cool on photo. So I'm going to take a bunch of nice pictures for these. Since I do have a bit of good lighting at home, this should turn out pretty easy. And yeah, I'll meet you guys at the house. So once I get back to the house, I'll tell you guys exactly what I do to walk through each of these devices. I'm also going to show you guys the pictures that I took for each device. And on top of that, we're just going to go ahead and make these listings because we're trying to sell these as fast as possible. So the goal here is to make these listings pop up on the OfferUp page ASAP. I'm going to give you guys a quick little overview of the type of stuff that I would look for on a phone. So first things first, when checking a phone, there's something called an IMEI number, which is pretty much the code associated with the device that you're purchasing. By searching up this code on sites such as imeipro.info or by going on the T-Mobile carrier site or whatever the case is, you could actually check to see if this phone is stolen or blacklisted. And this is extremely important because if you buy a blacklisted or stolen phone, most likely you won't be able to sell it, or you won't be able to sell it for much. So you definitely don't want to make that mistake. So that's one thing that I check. Obviously, I'm checking the cosmetic condition as well. So we don't want a phone that has any cracks, minimal scratches, and we don't want the camera to be defective or for it to have a replaced screen. After checking that, we also go to settings and we'll look at all of the different settings to see if there are any components of the phone that have been replaced, such as the battery. And we want to see what the battery capacity is as well, because if the battery capacity on a device isn't that good, that means that the phone cannot hold charge, and that's not a phone that's going to sell that easily. And then we also want to check to see if the audio works on the phone properly, and we also want to see if a SIM card actually works inside of the device when you're making the purchase, because yes, everything might seem to be all good, but maybe the SIM card slot has an issue and the SIM card can't be read. So you also want to test that out as well. So those are all the things that I pretty much check on a device. There are a few other things that you could find in my other videos talking about phone flipping, but this is just a brief overview. So now we're going to go ahead and take the pictures for these devices, and we're going to make the listings as soon as possible because we're trying to sell them as soon as possible. So let's go ahead and get into that. So right over here we have the iPhone 11, and pretty much this would be the first photo that I take. We want a photo of the back of the phone because that's the first thing that's going to catch people's eyes. Then after that, we want to show them the front and show them if there's any scratches, so angle it towards light just so they could get an idea. After that, you want to get the sides. So over here you guys could see that normally there will be dents along the corners from people dropping their phone previously. So you want to take pictures of all of that stuff because that's what's going to help you sell it. You want to get all types of fancy angles such as this one over here. You want to go ahead and get angles like this. You want to get angles that kind of put it at the top, turn it to the side, show the ports, everything, because you want people to be tempted to buy this phone because everything looks really professional. And also, if you could, go ahead and get some pictures of the speaker at a better angle as well, because that also helps, along with these little buttons on the back. So all of that stuff is definitely beneficial, and take photos with the screen on as well. So I'm going to charge this phone in a few so I could take some nicer photos, and we're also going to take photos of the other two. I'm going to go ahead and snap a few pictures for these two phones, and then I'm going to go get the other iPhone 10 afterwards. So let's just go ahead and take these photos. While I'm taking these photos, make sure you smash the like button and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you are new. And then as soon as I'm done taking these photos, we're going to make the listings and just wait till they're sold by the end of the day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
The listings are up and running, so I'm going to wait till I get a few more messages. It'll probably take maybe a few minutes to a few hours depending on which phones people really want today. But hopefully we're able to sell them. I'm going to be open to negotiation with all of the phones because we definitely want to sell them by the end of today. And we're going to see if we could hit our $100 goal, so I'm pretty excited. So I'll get back to you guys once we actually get a few messages and a few offers.
3 hours later.
Okay, so funny thing, I actually made the listing for the devices at 11:30 a.m. and currently it is almost 3 p.m. where I'm located. All of the phones have somebody who want to purchase them. I've been going back and forth with a lot of people since I've made the listing because I actually undercut the price that most people had the other phones listed for, so that people would look at my listing first since I'll be the cheapest option, and I'm still making a profit even while being the cheapest option, which is perfect. So after getting a few messages and going back and forth, I'm gonna have all of the people that are interested in the phone meet me at the exact same location, which is a Walgreens down the street from my house. And then after they buy the phone, we'll break down the profits. So I really want them to meet me at the same location because I don't feel like driving a whole lot. Obviously, I'll save myself a whole lot of time. And on top of that, I don't want to meet up with anybody once it gets dark because last time I did, I got robbed. So I'm happy that these people messaged me back before it's even 3 p.m. So since it's still pretty early and all of these people get off work at around 5 p.m., I'm gonna schedule the appointments or schedule the meeting for like 5:30 so they could meet me over there as soon as they get off. And we're just gonna go ahead and sell these phones and calculate our profits at the end of this video, so make sure you stay tuned for that. So we're in the Walgreens right now waiting for the first person to come through. They should be here in like 5 minutes, and then I'll keep you guys posted. This phone is supposed to sell for $200. Then we have the other ones that are gonna sell for something. I'll calculate everything at the end of the video. Okay, so the first guy came through, so now we just gotta wait for the other two, so they should be here in a few. All right, so I'm leaving the Walgreens right now. I didn't want to do too much recording because everybody was looking at me, but the other two guys cash apped me because they didn't carry cash on them. So we're pretty much good to go. I'll break the numbers down in a few when I get back home. I'm like 2 minutes away, so I'll see you guys in a few. All right, guys, so I am back home officially. It's time to break down these profits. And first things first, as you guys could see, we sold the iPhone 11 and we sold that one for $200. Mind you, we bought that phone for $135 after I negotiated going back and forth with the guy, and we were able to secure a profit of $65, which was given to me in cash right over here. So now that we've got the cash over here, we secured that $65. Then after that, I ended up meeting with the other two guys a few moments afterwards, and I didn't really end up recording the interaction because there were so many people going back and forth in the Walgreens. And the iPhone 10 that was 64 gigabytes that we paid $120 for, we ended up selling for $150, which secured us a $30 profit. And to be honest with you, we could have made more off of that phone because I had a few other people message me, but all of them were trying to meet me up in like another 2 days, another 3 days, and we don't have time for all of that. And lastly, we had the iPhone 10s, which was 128 gigabytes that we paid $125 for. This one was really hard to negotiate with because like the guy before that I was trying to buy it from was very strict on his price at first, but then it took a lot of negotiating, telling him, you know, I need to buy phone cases, you don't have a charger for it and all of that stuff. So I managed to bring the price down, and then we were able to sell that one for $170, which made us a profit of $45. So after adding 65, 30, and 45, we were able to secure a profit of $140, which puts us well above our goal of $100. So this challenge was a complete success, and I did try to message some other people about some devices, but those people wouldn't budge on their prices, so that was kind of pointless. And not to mention, it's already like 5:30 in my area, so I'm not going to meet up with these guys by the time it's like 8 o'clock because then it'll be dark and I'm not taking that risk no more. But the challenge was a success. So if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and of course turn on post notifications. Besides that, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.